Welcome to The Way I See It with your host, Maury Blair, from Breakthrough Ministries.
I'm Maury Blair. I'm back to talk with you again about the view I have, the way things have changed and how I feel different about them. I gave my life to Christ. It was turned around completely by God's love. I started reading my Bible. My life began to drastically change, and I sensed a presence within me that I'd never felt before. It was a comforter. Jesus talked when he left that he would send another comforter to be with his disciples after he'd gone, and they'd be with them until he returned. I realized I have the presence of the Holy Spirit living in me, in my experience, just as Jesus said it would happen. And it changed my whole look on life. I couldn't believe it. Things looked different to me. I remember thinking like, wow, life has drastically changed. Even though I've been abused by my stepfather, abused by my uncle, never really liked in the community by anybody, always alone, always out alone, never mixing with anybody, I realized things have drastically changed. And I'll never forget it. I noticed one day people going by our old shack going to church. So I said to some of my family members, I said to my brothers, hey, why don't we go to church? They said, church? Why do we go to church? I said, well, hey, that's what Christians do. Because some of them had made a commitment. My influence on their lives has affected them. So we dressed up one Sunday morning. We didn't have a lot of nice clothes, but down the street we went to church. We had no idea what the response would be. But most of those church people remembered us from childhood. Into the church we went, they welcomed us. I was shocked. We sat in the second row from the front. Everybody was buzzing. What are they doing here? What are they up to? They didn't realize there had been a drastic change take place in our lives. I remember looking across and seeing a piano player, an organ lady, sitting there playing the piano. And I thought, I know her. She was one of my school teachers. And all the way through the service, she's crying. Tears are streaming down her face. And I thought, I went over after the service. I said, hey, I mentioned her. I said, you won't remember me. She said, remember you, Maury Blair? Oh, I remember you. She said, I've been praying for you since you were that small. I said, what? You were the victim of child abuse. I said, you knew? She said, yes, I did. I've been praying for you all these years. And I said, well, are you okay? You were crying. She said, oh, that was for you. I looked over and saw the guy I've been praying for all these years, and there he is, worshiping God in the house of God. She said, I was so thrilled to see it. And I thought, isn't that something? The power of prayer. My grandma prayed for me. Parents, don't ever stop praying for your children. Grandma and grandma, hold them up before God. The power of prayer. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man has great power and brings wonderful results. I believe that now and seen it. And that's why I feel different about my life now.
You've been listening to The Way I See It with your host, Maury Blair from Breakthrough Ministries. For more information, go to overcomingabuse.org. That's overcomingabuse.org.